What up, my good people? Let's get into this Roe versus Wade, as millions, I'm talking about millions of people are upset, mainly women and about 13 feminist guys. I probably shouldn't be talking about this because gays, religion, abortion, those are topics. If you say the wrong thing, they can come back to bite you 10, 15, 30 years later if you're trying to do something with your life. But guess what? I live for the day, so fuck it. Now, Mississippi, they had a case where the Supreme Court got involved and 6 of the 9 Supreme Court justices ruled that Mississippi can ban abortions. And that's what they did. Now, 5 of those 6 judges also went a step further to overturn Roe versus Wade, which was established in 1973, 49 years ago. It was standing strong, but that all came to a screeching halt. What does this mean? This means that state by state, slowly, women will not be able to have abortions. It's already like that in certain states, and you expect more and more states to join in. Immediately after the Supreme Court ruled, many states implement what they call trigger laws, where they can ban abortion immediately, they can ban abortion in a month, or after all of the paperwork has settled with on the federal level, then they will go to ban abortions. And these new laws sent women into a frenzy all over America. I saw one white lady on TV like, oh my God, we have less rights than our grandparents. Well, you still got more rights than me, so be happy. Shout out to all the Beckies that dropped that good dome. I almost forgot the most important shit. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to grow this little puny ass channel. Now, I wonder what women are gonna do when it's like 2, 3 states where abortion is legal and all the other 47 states have it banned. Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna pack up the girls and go on a girls trip to Las Vegas and get an abortion and play blackjack? Or are they gonna go to the West Indies where they get all of those butt jobs and get abortions, right? Which is probably unsanitary and it's probably not safe. I don't know. But that's why you can't trust the government. I always hark back to that. The government is just like your everyday people. They're fickle, they lie, they don't hold true to their promises. But it was all good when women, you know, getting the handouts, getting housing, getting food stamps, getting child support orders, getting all of that good stuff. But now they made a ruling that's not in your favor, where they're banning abortions. I'm neutral towards abortions. I could care less, but I do have a perspective. My perspective is that this is just an opportunity to take more responsibility in your own hand. Like men, we don't have a choice whether our offspring comes in or out of this world. We can say, but we can't force the woman to get an abortion. We can't force them to take the day after pill, the plan B. We can't force them to be on birth control. It's up to them whether they let us use a condom or don't use a condom during sex. And I know there's exceptions, like where, you know, sexual assault. Hopefully the government works something out with sexual assault where maybe they can get an abortion. But let's be real, most abortions are not due to sexual assault. It's just people not making good decisions or making mistakes, and then they need abortion. So what do I say? I say women, abstain. Or if you don't abstain, use a condom, or get on birth control, or use the plan B if there's any questions. Because us men, if we mess up, we gotta pay, literally. We gotta pay child support, and people don't wanna hear our excuses. So with these new rulings, you just have to adapt to the system. You always gotta know how to move around the system. The system is nobody's friend. The system is the system. On the flip side, another perspective is women like, this my body. We don't want a man telling us, we don't want the government, the president, the king. We don't want God telling us to do with our body. It's our body. But then people argue, just because a person is inside of you, do you own them? Do you have the right to kill them? Because I think that baby, regardless of how small it is still a person. Therefore, I don't think the news is devastating. I think people just need to adapt, hold themselves accountable, man up, be more responsible, stop crying, and do like I did when I was in my early 20s. I just kept getting girls the day after pill. I did it like 5, 6 times. I could have had 8 kids instead of these 2 that I have, but I knew spending this little $50, $60, even if she wasn't pregnant, was better off than me getting connected with this person that I didn't want to be connected to and bringing a child I didn't want into this world. Lastly, I read this book called Freakonomics, where it was a correlation between Roe versus Wade and a decrease of crime in America. Now, some scholars theorize that this was due to teen moms aborting and moms who didn't want kids. Now that abortion was legal, they could get rid of kids they don't want. So there were a higher percentage of kids in loving homes, which is conducive to education and growth and all of that good stuff. But you have to take those statistics with a grain of salt, because there were many things going on in the 70s, and it could have been a correlation, but it could not have been a cause. It might not have been the cause. There are so many variables that it could have been something totally different causing a decrease of crime, and maybe it was just during the time of Roe versus Wade. It could have been some type of political changes, some type of war on crime, anything. But there's many perspectives on this. I think people just have to adapt and know how to maneuver in the current environment. It's not so much what laws are, it's what you figure out to do. Peace and much love to everybody.